Hello, everyone. Well, we are talking about fatigue. Well, we are all fatigued from COVID-19. We know that. But we are going to learn about the foods that can help us fight fatigue or help with that. We have Morgan. Morgan is just a dietitian, functional medicine nutritionist, as well as a clinical nutritionist working in the hospitals. She is the best person to answer these questions. That's why we have her here. Thank you so much, Morgan, for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Amita, for having me. So just to start off, fatigue, right? We've all felt it. It's that feeling of just so much exhaustion, can't keep your eyes open, just really tired. And there are so many different reasons why we could be feeling fatigued. It could be as simple as poor diet, lots of stress, poor sleep, maybe over exercising, or it can get a little more complicated. Things like nutrient deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, adrenal burnout, chronic diseases, hidden infections, and so much more. So it is really important to try and get to that root cause of what's causing the fatigue in order to really fix it. But some of the things that I'm going to talk about today address a few of the different common reasons why we might be feeling fatigued. So again, we always want to start with the basics, right? Sleep, stress management, nutrient-dense foods are always a great place to start when you're feeling fatigued. And when we're thinking about specific foods, I have 5 different foods that I want to address. The first one is fatty fish, like trout, anchovies, salmon, and even most animal protein is really good. Not only are fatty fish a really good source of protein, but they also contain B vitamins, which support our energy, as well as tyrosine, which is an amino acid, and omega-3s. So animal protein may actually be particularly good for fatigue that's caused by stress, which most of us are feeling a lot of the time. The B vitamins in animal protein and fatty fish are pretty well known for supporting energy levels. I think a lot of us have heard of that. And if they're low, they might be causing fatigue or lack of energy. And they also support our adrenal glands. So our adrenal glands are small glands that sit on top of our kidneys, and they produce hormones like cortisol. They communicate with the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland in the brain to produce a ton of different hormones. But they also are involved in our stress hormones like cortisol, norepinephrine, epinephrine, which is adrenaline, and some others that modulate our wake-sleep cycle and things like that. So B vitamins are really great for supporting our adrenal glands, and therefore our ability to adapt to stress, recover from stress, and fight off fatigue. Tyrosine, which is in fatty fish and animal proteins, has been found to fight off fatigue from stress, especially physical stress. So think sleep deprivation, cold exposure, and intense training have actually been researched with tyrosine. And additionally, our omega-3s, or the EPA and DHA, which are specific omega-3s in fatty fish, can also help balance that cortisol spike after a period of stress. So when our cortisol goes up and then it drops back down, that dip is where we start to feel a lot of fatigue. And omega-3s can actually help with that, in addition to being great anti-inflammatories. And so the next food is pumpkin seeds. So pumpkin seeds contain really great nutrients like magnesium, zinc, and a bunch of those B vitamins that are all, again, going to support our adrenal glands. So I like to think of pumpkin seeds as one of those like little superfoods for specifically adrenal fatigue. Additionally, we have high vitamin C foods. So citrus, bell peppers, broccoli, strawberries, those kind of vitamin C rich foods. Those are, well, one, vitamin C is a really important antioxidant for the body. It plays an important role in the production of energy in our mitochondria, which are those powerhouse for energy in our cells. Our adrenal glands also really rely on vitamin C to function. It's involved in a lot of those synthesis reactions for those hormones. So I love those vitamin C rich foods, the citrus, the strawberries, the bell peppers, for fighting off fatigue. I'll pause there. Any questions yet?
No, I think this is great. I mean, the way you were describing it. My only question is there some kind of like a vitamin C you talked about, we should have a certain grams of vitamin C on a daily basis. Is this something, some kind of a guidelines on a daily basis that we should do so that we don't feel fatigue? That would be.
Yeah, I would usually say about 500 to 1,000 milligrams a day, and that's pretty easy to get by eating tons of fruits and veggies. What I will add is when we are under high amounts of stress, our bodies sometimes need more of these B vitamins and vitamin C than what it would take to function normally, right? Because we're burning through them really quickly with using our adrenal glands. So, in that case, I would bump it up a little bit more. Vitamin C is one of those vitamins that you can't really have too much of, because if you have excess, you're either not going to absorb it or you're just going to pee it out. So you can't really go wrong, especially if you're getting it from fruits and vegetables. I don't necessarily think that you need to supplement with vitamin C if you're getting in the whole foods.
Okay, and then any drinks, any particular type of tea or herbs that you want to comment on?
Yes, so that is actually one of my other foods, or it's in my foods, but it's foods and kind of drinks, is the adaptogenic herbs. So adaptogenic herbs really help our body adapt to that stress response. So it, rather than, our cortisol spiking and dipping and going all over the place, it keeps things a little bit more level. It makes us a little more resilient. And two herbs that I actually would love to highlight are ashwagandha and rhodiola. So there's been some research on these two. Ashwagandha is a classic Ayurvedic herb. A lot of people, I think, are starting to hear about it now, which is awesome. That has been used for many, many years to help fight fatigue and stress. And that can come in a pill, a tea, or a powder form. So one thing that I'll recommend is if you have it in the powder form, mix it into your latte or something in the morning, or mix it with a matcha latte. And that's super easy. And rhodiola is another herb that has been found to help fight fatigue, but that usually comes in a pill form, but they're both really great herbs for that.
That's great. Anything else before we open it up for questions from Isabel or Despina?
Yeah. So bananas are another great food that I wanted to add. They're just a great source of energy from complex carbs and natural sugar. That if your fatigue really truly is from not getting enough food throughout the day that day, a banana is a really good option. Not only is it pretty quick energy, but there is that fiber to slow that blood sugar and insulin spike, so it's not going to dip later. And they also contain nutrients like vitamin B1, which is thiamine, which is great for the adrenal glands, and potassium. So I think that that's a really good snack. And if you pair it with some healthy fat or protein, that will also hold you over a little bit more. So that's more of, fatigue from not getting enough food in the day. A banana is a really easy, quick fix for that.
I think that's a great list. Well, we have two live attendees. You're welcome to unmute yourself if you have any questions, or put your questions in the chat window. This is a quick 10-minute session that we bring every single day just to share a few tips. So Isabel and Despina, you're welcome to unmute if you like, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, anything. Right? Anything in the chat window you want to say? Okay, no questions, but this was great. Thank you both so much. Well, you're welcome. Anything else from you, Despina, before I wrap up? Okay, well, thank you so much, Morgan, for being with us. I think it was a great list, real quick, and something that we can do it on a daily basis. Thank you. I really appreciate your time with us today. Thank you, Morgan. I loved learning about this. So that's great. That's the feedback we've got. And to everyone else, please help spread the word about holistic lifestyle. That's what we are advocating on a daily basis, bringing you 10 minutes of wellness tips from experts all over the world. With that, thank you so much. And thank you for supporting us. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.